paneer or tofu? Are you just choosing a protein source or a food source that is silently affecting your hormones, weight, and heart health? While they may look similar on plate, their impact on our health is vastly different. Today, we are breaking down the macros, the hormones, and most importantly, which one of the two works for you. To understand the difference between the two, we have to look at the nutritional profile of paneer and tofu. 100 grams of paneer gives us 18 to 20 grams of protein, 20 to 25 grams fat, which is mostly saturated, 260 to 300 calories, and 1 to 3 grams of carbohydrates. Tofu, on the other hand, gives us 8 to 10 grams of protein, 4 to 5 grams of fat, which is mostly unsaturated, 80 to 100 calories, and 2 grams of carbohydrates. So we can see that paneer is significantly more calorie dense and higher in protein per gram, but it comes with a high saturated fat content. Tofu, on the other hand, is a lean, low-calorie alternative that offers a complete plant-based protein profile with heart-healthy fats. Now let's talk about which is better. For growing children and teens, paneer works well. The high calcium, phosphorus, and calorie density support rapid bone growth and high energy needs. For seniors, tofu is often a better choice. It is lighter on digestion and supports bone health without increasing cholesterol risk. For men, paneer is excellent for muscle synthesis due to its high leucine content. While some men worry about soy in tofu, moderate intake is perfectly safe and supports heart health. For women, especially during perimenopause and menopause, tofu really stands out. Its natural isoflavones can help with hormonal balance and even reduce hot flashes. If you are managing diabetes or trying to lose weight, tofu is the smarter choice. It is low in calories, has a low glycemic index, and also helps with insulin sensitivity. If you have PCOS, tofu is often helpful due to its anti-inflammatory effect and role in managing insulin resistance. And for high cholesterol, tofu wins again. Paneer's saturated fats can raise LDL, while soy protein supports heart health. Now let us tackle a common concern: hypothyroidism. If you have been told to completely avoid soy because of hypothyroidism, here is a more practical, updated perspective. Tofu is not forbidden, but the timing you take it definitely matters. Soybean can interfere with thyroid medication absorption, so keep at least a 4-hour gap between your medication and tofu intake. Paneer, on the other hand, provides nutrients like selenium and iodine that support thyroid function. But if you have autoimmune condition like Hashimoto's, you need to pay attention to how your body responds to dairy. Now let us talk about the preparation strategies that can help in maximizing the benefits. For tofu, soak it in warm, salted water for 15 to 20 minutes. This helps neutralize phytates. Now, phytates are anti-nutrients that can block the absorption of minerals like zinc and calcium. And for paneer, skip deep frying. Frying creates compounds that increase inflammation. Instead, soak paneer in hot water. It stays soft, becomes easier to digest, and it also helps in removal of excess surface fat. So now we are back to our original question, which is better? If your goal is muscle building or supporting a growing child, paneer is a great option. But if you are managing weight, diabetes, heart health, tofu is the more strategic choice. Often, the best approach is a balance of both to ensure a diverse amino acid profile. In my practice, I rarely ask people to eliminate one. I recommend choosing organic, non-GMO soy for tofu and fresh, hormone-free milk for paneer. It is about choosing what your body needs, and often a balance of both paneer and tofu works the best. So, which one do you prefer in your daily diet? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Take care. Bye bye.